up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sandhills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen in studio. Bill Busch with us from afar today on this Monday morning. Bill, can you hear us loud and clear from the screen?
Loud and clear. You guys sound great. It's like I'm sitting right next to Steve.
You have a nice lamp by you, Bill.
I'll pretend like you're there.
Yes, the lamp is right behind me. I have one here. That lamp is on. It's quite a halo it produces. And so we're staying away from that. Yes. So
we like the halo you had with the piano behind you at that last time you were gone.
The piano was very nice. Yes. And we went more authentic this time, but we are good. We are good to go.
I'm just going to imagine. I'm not going to look at him. I'm just going to imagine what it looks like.
Okay, give me the scoop. Like what you think right now?
No, like? I'm just going to imagine. I don't know. I can't see him.
Okay.
I clicked off that whole thing.
Okay.
What is he wearing a cap?
He's got a cap on.
Really?
Which one do you think he has on?
It's usually red.
Nope, not that one. What's the other one?
He could have. Does he have his Oilers cap on?
Does not have the Oilers cap on.
Does he have the Beck's cap?
It's a Beck's cap.
Right.
The black Beck's cap.
The
red logo.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites. Yep, one of my favorites.
It's a handsome cap. Bill, I went without a cap today, and it's controversial because I didn't shower yesterday.
So did you go with the no hat just because you departed early from home and just there was no cap available? We had to get to McDonald's.
I've said this to you before, and you don't believe me. But it's the dead truth. I don't like wearing caps.
Okay.
I don't like wearing any kind of cap.
You wear caps a lot, though.
I know. It's just because I don't.
It's just
get myself ready
out of necessity. You think?
Okay. Yeah, it's a cap shower type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're all together. Bill's away from the studio, but we're here today.
Ben is here.
He is here.
Ben is here. I have been messaging with Ben. There's been text messages. Yeah, and it felt as if he was a little surly this morning.
I would venture to say that.
Yeah, that's 3 for 3.
I said good morning, and he barely said good morning.
He claims he doesn't feel very good, but that's.
Yeah, I sensed it. I sensed it right away from via the text message that there was not a good vibe going on, and he's probably still tired from the move.
Case of the Mondays.
Yes.
Tired from helping Bill move for 2 hours back on Wednesday or Thursday. That's very feasible, Bill. It is possible for young Ben.
It was more of an hour 40. Got full pay for 2 hours, more than an hour 40.
It's possible.
And he had a hard out.
And he had showed up a little late. And then he had to dip. He said,
"I love the hard out."
It's nice that you rounded up in your pay, though, Bill. That was very kind.
We rounded up. Ben did a very good job. Will Luke be at work today, or is he is he recovered also from the move? Which is my favorite thing I've seen so far is Jake having Luke work at.
Tell people who Luke is.
I want to give a quick shout out for Idle Chit Chat. I'll start things off here. A big thank you to everybody who helped on Friday, including our very own Steve Sipple. Bill, he was there for at least 2 hours. It was 2 hours.
I saw photos.
He came, so we had a U-Haul packed up. He got there about halfway through the first U-Haul, helped unload all that. We went back to the old house. He helped load up the trailer and the U-Haul. Back to the house again to unload the full U-Haul and trailer, and then I had lunch for him.
Yeah, he had lunch for everybody.
Sip was extremely, extremely helpful, as was Missing Tooth Greg and Luke from the mill. Luke was wonderful.
Luke from the mill.
Swim was there also. Big Swim was there in the building.
Swim is fun. He's fun.
Grant was very, very helpful through the whole process. You saw Grant again.
Grant
who helped Bill out with some things too.
As Bill says, is a
What was lunch?
Lunch was I got a massive party pack from Good Sense with cookies. Now the chips did not arrive, which I have a problem with that. I paid for them.
Yeah.
But, I love Good Sense. It's not a shot at Good Sense. I love Good Sense. The food was very good.
I have a problem with that.
I just I wanted people to have the full lunch and the chips didn't show up, so I was bummed by that. Not upset, bummed. But the food was delightful. It was good.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't even have noticed. I was fine with
party pack.
The party pack. I got two of them. I got two party. It's like 24 inch sandwiches. There's 40 of those basically. So Had a couple leftovers. It was great.
It was a really well-run operation, Jake.
I'll give my mother-in-law, Janita, she packed up the entire U-Haul. It was, Greg would tell you, he's like, this thing was packed professionally. Yeah, she's done it a lot of times. She's very, very good at packing U-Hauls. That was impressive stuff.
Janita.
Very common mistake, but yeah, Janita or Jake, no you. So thank you to everybody who helped out. That was very helpful, and we feel pretty solid with where things are at right now.
The stool's all together. You're moved, boy. I mean, Bill's moved. Everything's sort of come together. We can proceed forward.
We can. The tough weeks.
We got to get Ben back.
But Ben right now is not in the fold with this. That's what we need to have Ben back.
He's in the fold. He's just. Bill, I'm telling you, his reaction to my good morning was lukewarm at best.
What was it? Can you replay it for us?
Good morning.
Oh,
yeah.
And now he's laughing over here. Hey, the hair looks good, though. The hair looks good.
That was it. Hey, Ben. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
That's unfortunate. What do you got for idle chit chat over there, Sip? Thank you again for your help. That was very nice.
You're welcome. I was a working weekend, Bullet weekend. I was with Bullet all weekend. But mostly work and Bullet and not much else. I watched the games. I mean, I had
get that here in a second.
I had to write, and that's it. I enjoyed watching. We'll talk about the games, but I enjoyed watching Penn State, Oregon, in its entirety. I seldom watch a whole game, but that was a good one.
Yeah,
So
it went from Friday night being
not
poor,
great,
to starting off Saturday. Another not a good game with the Big 12. And then it turned into Xanadu. The last three were incredible.
Arizona State is amazing, though.
Scadaboo. That dude is awesome. Bill told us all season long about Cam Scadaboo, the running back for Arizona State. He once again was remarkable in the blowout against Iowa State. He's been so good all year long. What a dude. From Sacramento State. Yeah. From Sac State.
What a story. I mean, Arizona
Classic
State.
example of really good GM work. The GM, whoever that is, / head coach at Arizona State, figured out that the guy they needed was a guy from Sacramento State College. That's incredible. He's one of the better running backs in the country.
He's been awesome this year.
He's legit.
He's very good.
He's legit. The run he had against Iowa State was eye-popping. That was a highlight of the day. The down when he got downfield, bouncing off people. He's got really good what they call contact balance. It's a term I hadn't heard till this year. Have you heard that term, Bill?
I haven't really used that term like that, but I like it. It's very, very, very descriptive and accurate.
Contact balance.
Add that to your writing now. Contact balance.
Okay, I will, Jay.
Please do.
Yeah, contact balance. It's good. It's good, and it's a good euphemism for life. It's good to have contact balance. You get smacked around, you got to stay on your feet, Ben.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. I feel uncomfortable over here. Feel uncomfortable. Weird here.
Don't feel uncomfortable.
By the way, the name you kept seeing all over Twitter regarding Scadaboo, a comparison was Mike Allstott.
Because he's white.
Former. That's not why. That's not why. You kept saying, "Well, like Allstott out here."
Can't you say he's like
That's
Emmitt
a
Smith?
great name from the past. I love Mike Allstott.
Allstott was good. Yeah, Allstott. And I get it.
Purdue fullback.
Purdue. That's right. And the Buck.
This guy might be a little faster.
A little faster than Mike Allstott.
Well, I don't remember Allstott being.
He wasn't the fastest, but he was pretty fast.
Yeah, he got downfield sometimes. These are random chit chat thoughts. Did Purdue hire Barry Odom?
I believe that's accurate. Yes.
Yeah, Barry Odom was going from UNLV to Purdue.
That is, I mean, I would classify as not great news for Nebraska. That's an upgrade. That'll be an upgrade. Odom,
they'll do better. Yeah, they'll be that's an upgrade. That's somebody that's done it before, been a head coach before, did the best job probably ever coaching in the history of UNLV. Back-to-back years.
So.
Yeah,
I don't think he was terrible at Missouri either. It wasn't bad there. He got like
it
wasn't a horrible tenure there. It just was that kind of mediocre, but not bad.
I know that the Purdue. I mean, Purdue football is not on the top of our mind, but that's a good hire for Purdue. I was very critical of the Ryan Walters hire, but this is
and rightfully so.
This
he went 1-11 this year. Good call on that, Sip.
Yeah, and this one makes sense because of his experience. I just thought the Ryan Walters hire made no sense because he's a defensive guy who's never been a head coach. I didn't get it.
You were right,
and he was young, but Odom's more like my age-ish and Bill's age, I think. and he's done it. He's done it. He's a dude. I mean, they'll be. That's going to get interesting. Interesting in that they're. What is their ceiling, Bill? What's Purdue's ceiling?
Well, you know what? First of all, you can say is you never know, because no one said that this time last year. No one's like, can't wait to see what happens in Indiana. That should be interesting.
There you go.
True.
No one thought about it. It's like, nope, you never know. Now, this because it falls into the same mold that you have players that will leave UNLV to go to Purdue. So there's a chance he might bring the traveling all-stars with him. And we saw that JMU brought a lot of players that looked really good in that Indiana uniform. So I'd imagine UNLV will be able to bring some players with them, which will be that's a big thing now when players can come with you from one school to the other. I guess you'll see that. There's several that did that. It also is a big coordinator promotion to be first-time head coaches, and they won't have that same power. That will not work as well for the coordinators compared to a head coach.
No, if you're an AD, I mean, how much are you looking for that now? How many guys can you bring with you?
I think it has to be a factor. I'm sure it's discussed. Let's get the best coach possible, but it is a factor. Oh, by the way, who can you bring with you? It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the story there, and I haven't even really followed the Purdue hire all that much. Although, I mean, one of the names I saw pop up was Tim Albin, who was a former Nebraska assistant in Ohio. Now Ohio won 10, I think. They
smoked Miami of Ohio too. They won 38-3.
Right.
Wow. It was on kind of in the background for me. I didn't watch it real close, because by the time I started watching, it was already 28 or whatever it was. It was out of hand by the time I started watching. It was an extreme dominant performance by Ohio U. And then he's on his way to Charlotte, correct?
Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah,
it was 38-3. Ohio beat Miami of Ohio in the MAC championship. Just a blowout. But he is leaving now to Charlotte, like you said, Bill. Yep.
Yeah, some people won't remember Tim Albin. It was during he coached for Frank Solich. He came up from a small college in Oklahoma, and has parlayed it into a head coaching job twice now. We'll see what happens with Charlotte, but his name did come up in the Purdue conversation.
Oh, absolutely. That wouldn't have shocked me at all for Purdue to go that route, and so he's done a great job. I mean, he's been at Ohio U for what, 20 years?
Oh God,
has it been a long time.
Assistant / head coach the last several, and
yeah, I guess that's possible. Okay, that's enough on Tim Albin. Anything else?
Well, in terms of Nebraska, we'll get to more of this in the 7 o'clock hour, but Emmett Johnson is coming back. He was in the portal. He's coming back as of yesterday. He's decided must have got some NAL to come back to Nebraska.
Well, I've heard different things, and I'm not going to, like Bill has taught me on those player personnel matters, coach player personnel matters. It's not probably wise to speculate too much. We just got wind of it yesterday, and I literally typed a story out, then went to Sportscasters, and as I was driving to Sportscasters, the news popped, so it all worked out. Emmett Johnson. I think the key is he's back for the bowl practices, which will either the bowl practices for the veterans will begin either today or tomorrow. So he got back in the fold in time. Is there anybody else that would come back? I don't know. I haven't heard of that. Who jumped in and could? Well,
per Hayes Fawcett, the reporter, he has Jamari Butler with three teams already have lined up for A&M, Florida State, and somebody else are the ones that
A&M,
Florida State. I forget the third team.
Jamari Butler.
Yeah,
really.
It's already down to apparently 3 teams. When the portal opens today.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was put out last night.
Interesting.
Down to 3 teams when the portal opens today.
Yeah, when it comes, like we talked about, he factors as a big. He factors as a big, and
he got big. I mean, he wasn't.
You see him.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I said he looks the part. I mean, like that. He's a great young man, and like I said, but he'll be heavily courted. That's for sure.
LSU was the 3rd team. LSU, Florida State,
I was just looking that
and
up.
Texas A&M per Hayes Fawcett are the final 3 for Jamari Butler, where he might end up at.
Per
last night.
Maybe he wants some warm weather.
I wouldn't blame him.
I wouldn't either.
That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our friends at Renew. Please call or text David. 402-833-3858 or go to renewyourauto.com. For December only, $100 off rust proofing and undercoating packages and ceramic coating packages. If you mention the ticket or early break, December only. See what Renew can do for you. Renewyourauto.com. All right, it is time. I guess this weekend was obviously, as we talked about, was an awesome weekend of football. Well, not the greatest on Friday, but
really good on Saturday.
Saturday morning, obviously the blowout in the Big 12, and then it got really, really good. Football was, SEC title game goes to overtime.
God.
Georgia looked lifeless in the first half. They had no offense. Carson Beck gets hurt right before halftime, and you're trying to figure out what's this going to look like. The backup did a nice job. The defense obviously was great in the second half. Game goes to overtime, and they win 22-19 over Texas.
And get the 2 seed.
2 seed for Georgia. Nice. So that was a great game. And then the night games were just awesome, too. Who saw Penn State put up 37 points in the Big Ten title game? They lose the game. 45-37. Oregon beats Penn State. That was a 28-10 game at one point. But
yeah,
Penn State fought, they fought back.
They did.
They lose. But then also in the ACC game, Clemson beats SMU 34-31. Big lead for Clemson got blown to make it tied late. And then a 56-yard field goal to win the game by a freshman. Gets Clemson the ACC championship. It was an awesome day of football.
Yeah, it was perfect because the Oregon Penn State game ended, and if you just clicked over, the kid was literally lining up for the field goal. His name is Heiser. It looks like Hauser. I think it's Heiser. And he's from Charlotte, and the game was in Charlotte. So it was a magnificent moment for Clemson and Dabo. And Clemson's
Bill, I imagine you were in Xanadu at this point.
Oh, I was. I had there was a big change that has went down at the Busch household, in that I went to YouTube TV, and so I had all 3 games on at one time. So
you had the quad box going on.
Quad box and just a tri box on Saturday night, but it was so all of a sudden when you could just watch all 3, and then you just click over and press a button, and it goes big screen all for that game. And so you went back and forth. So there was no like jostling back and forth, which has been my life. My life has been a remote jostler. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a jostler still. I don't know if I'll do the YouTube thing ever, but
quad box is life-changing sip. Really,
it is. It really is.
Is that?
I don't have it at my house, but I have been to a house that had it, and it was like, why would I watch any other way besides this? It's perfect.
It's the best way to watch. It's like you're with Jake at Brewski's.
Yeah, seriously.
That's what it's like.
Or sportscasters.
Or anywhere.
Yeah.
Wings to rings. Why not?
The thing that was interesting to me was Penn State. I thought Penn State's defense would be able to corral Oregon a little bit better than giving up 45. And Penn State doesn't, they can't, if they get into a scoring match with Oregon, you're taking Oregon every time. And that's what ended up happening.
Yeah. In the end, it was the speed of Oregon's receivers they couldn't handle.
Tez Johnson.
Yes.
Tez Johnson is a pain.
You want his stats?
Yeah.
Tez Johnson, 11 catches, 181 yards, and a touchdown for Oregon.
They didn't have an answer for him. I didn't know that there was Tez Johnson on that side. Well, I mean, the quarterback for Oregon's. I mean, he's really good. I don't know what to do with him if I'm looking for him as an NFL guy because he's so small. I'm not, Jake. Guys 5'11" and under just generally don't interest me. The number 11 for Penn State would interest me. Bill, have you noticed Abdul Carter by any chance?
Yes, a lot. Yes.
Woo! That is a player. I don't know what to say about him. I mean, he covers so much ground. It's incredible. Number 11 for Penn State.
I think one of the incredible things, in fact, is that we went through that, and it's it's been an adjustment for, say, Nebraska. Nebraska, coming into the Big Ten, there's going to be adjustments. Coming to the Big Ten, it's going to be adjustments. Oregon just whipped in. Oregon did not win the Pac-12 last year. They did not win the Pac-12.
Washington.
They whipped into the Pac, and they whipped into the Big Ten and beat everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Oregon did. Brand new team out of the Pac-12. Then the other Pac-12 team, Arizona State, they whipped into the Big 12 and they won that one.
How about that?
That's pretty remarkable.
How about we'll stay with Oregon? A lot of it's the quarterback.
Absolutely.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel is. I mean, the release. Is it Gary Danielson kept emphasizing how quick he gets rid of the ball, and he does. It's a well-conceived offense, though, and they have everything, I think, Bill. I mean, I don't know that there's a real weakness on that offense. They run the ball well. They got very good wideouts. They have a tight end who's formidable. I just don't see anything but Bill, they only scored 16 on Wisconsin. So it's not perfect.
That was weird. It's a weird
night.
Not
perfect, right? It's not perfect.
Weird things happen at times. If you remember when I went out there and spent whatever it was 3 days out there with Dan Lanning and those guys during camp. Remember when I returned, I was like, wow, that's what they look like. That's what a team looks like. That's what a team that's good enough to win the national championship looks like, because they had O-line, D-line, speed, they had depth, you name it, and then they had a quarterback. And it's just watching them practice. It was like, from being fortunate enough to see what those teams look like up close, what those national championship teams look like. It was like they have that. They built it. They built it the right way. They built it in a fashion to have a chance to win it all.
And there they are, the 1 seed. Arizona State, meanwhile, has a quarterback, Sam Leavitt, that I talked to last year at this
Nebraska.
time. Yeah, I mean, I actually had discussions with Sam Leavitt, and there he is.
I don't know who's playing better than him right now.
Ooh, really?
Leavitt. I mean, he's playing at a remarkable rate.
Well, I'd say Gabriel might be playing better, but not many. Who else? I don't know that anybody else would be.
The reason I bring him up is because, however you cut it, Arizona State doesn't have the same roster that Oregon has.
No, they don't.
So he's doing it with less.
Leavitt, 12 of 17 for 219. A lot of big plays, 3 touchdowns against Iowa State. Also ran it 7 times, 33 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Leavitt was
in the win.
Leavitt considered Nebraska, and then when you know how it all shook out.
Did Kyle McCord, who won 9 games.
Kyle McCord,
at Syracuse.
Yeah, they visited him. I think they went and visited Ward. So they had kind of the right guys.
They did.
And
Absolutely.
McCord, as I said, McCord was here. I mean, he was
the Green Gateau.
Yeah, he dined. They take a lot of those guys over to the Green Gateau, and McCord was there. But then Dylan came into town, and so much for the transfer quarterback. Okay, what else struck you?
Well, this now gets the playoff bracket set up, and I think at one point in that ACC game, if you're Alabama, you're feeling pretty good because it was a blowout. SMU was getting pounded, but they came back and lost by 3 points, which allowed people to say, all right, they lost close. Let's put them in. Here's what you have for your seeds. As you said, number 1 overall seed, Oregon, 2, Georgia, 3, Boise State, who beat UNLV 21-7 in the Mountain West title game, and 4, Arizona State. Texas in the loss will play Clemson, 5-12 game. Interesting game there. Yes. Clemson, Texas. Then in the 8-9 game, Tennessee will go to Ohio State. The 11-6 game, SMU heads to Penn State, and 10-7 Indiana plays at Notre Dame. That's your playoff, your first round.
Some cold weather games there.
Yeah, some cold weather games. Sure, that'll be fun to see.
Yeah, it's beyond fascinating. Joel Klatt has a major problem, Bill. Joel Klatt says this. Joel Klatt, we all know who
Fox
Joel
Sports
Klatt.
broadcaster.
What a quote. What a horrendous job this committee did. The team that was penalized the most was Oregon, and the team that was rewarded the most was Penn State. I guess the Ducks should have laid down in the 4th quarter. Just atrocious. He followed up with an obvious his fix to the current format would be reseed after the first round to reward the best regular season. We don't need to get into all that. He just feels like the Ducks didn't get a great draw by having to play either Ohio State or Tennessee after a first round bye.
Whereas Penn State, SMU, when the winner would play Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl.
Right.
That's why he says that.
Yeah. He's 100% accurate that Oregon did not get that this was not good for them with game 2. He's accurate. But that's a tough one to say who you're going to play game 2 compared to the other one.
You're right.
So, I'm a fan of the reseeding. I like the reseeding. NFL does it, correct, Jake?
Correct, Jake?
No, they don't reseed. It's still 1
Well,
through
who
7.
plays with who? There's something based off of.
Yes. So if the 5 seed upsets the 2 seed, I guess, then it would be at the higher seed after that, the next round.
When the NFL playoffs come up, it's not a set bracket.
No, it is not.
That's what I'm saying.
So, is it obvious that Tennessee Ohio State is the most interesting game of the first ones? Or which ones would you go to next? Is the most interesting of the first round games?
I wish that was flipped. I wish it was that. I wish the 8 and 9 were flipped right there. I wish that game was at Tennessee. That would have been that to see Vol Stadium for a playoff game right before Christmas would have been incredible. I've seen Ohio State numerous times. I'd rather have seen a playoff game in Knoxville for just my own personal viewing.
Which game is the?
I'm kind of intrigued by Indiana Notre Dame.
I am
at Notre Dame
because I think Notre Dame's playing some of the best football in the entire country, and Indiana is just a great story. I want to see what that looks like. Signetti in the playoff, can they look like?
Oh yeah, it's really interesting.
Can they keep that magic going?
I'm most interested in Tennessee and Ohio State because the pressure on Day.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. I mean, it's just incredible pressure on Day at home. I wonder what these cold weather games will look like if they'll be cold weather. I mean, SMU going to Penn State, God only knows what it'll be like, whatever that day is, December 20th or 21st. Notre Dame's the same way. That's the thing that hit me first is. Well, the things that hit me first were the cold weather games, and then Alabama didn't make it. I thought yesterday morning, Bama, I thought they'd make it. They 18th ranked strength of schedule. SMU's was 75th. SMU had the loss. SMU didn't beat a ranked team. Alabama beat a few two ranked teams at least. So I thought they'd go with the blue blood, and you know where I stand on that.
We do.
I'd prefer to see the blue blood in there. SMU 111 though, and you don't want to see a team penalized for. I get the whole. Bill, are we going to do away with these playoff games? Is that's what's happened? I've never felt more momentum towards the elimination of playoff games.
You hear that, but then when you're watching the game, and that was a strain. If I'm SMU, I want to win that game so bad. I think it'll be hard pressed for SMU to win the national championship.
Yeah.
And so when it's all said and done, you want to be conference champion. If there's no, I mean, they're just going to say it's regular. So there was a chance in the SEC that there could have been, if all the teams won correctly, there could have been like a 5-way tie.
Right.
And so 5 teams get conference championship rings because no one could, I don't like that.
You don't want that.
Little
right?
odd.
No. There's only a couple places, and it's really the Big Ten and the SEC right now, where you say, well, you know what? This really sets us back. I'm telling you right now, to have that conference championship, that's a big deal. That's a big deal to have it. And then instead, it's like now, if you're Indiana, man, would you like to have won the Big Ten? Big Ten champions, and we're in the playoffs, and we went to the semis, and we lost, season over. There's still something to fall back on.
I get it.
And then also, I think the money is so big.
It is.
That they just can't do anything, for those games. And then I'm telling you right now, imagine, because they're not going to have other games in there, just imagine right now if this last weekend, we had no games.
That's true.
No games. We're sitting around. What we did, so we're just sitting around. What do we do?
Watch the basketball.
That would be awesome.
Watch the 40-point drubbing at East Lansing.
I've just never felt more momentum. I don't know if I agree with it. What I would have told SMU had they been left out and Alabama was in, I would have told SMU win the game, win the play, win your. But
isn't that the same thing you tell Alabama? Be better. Don't go to Oklahoma and get beat 24-3 by 500.
That was the loss that killed them. I mean, they lost to Alabama, lost to Vandy too. Yeah,
and there's all the discussion on Vandy being such a it's a really good loss. It's like they were solid. They were 6-6.
Yeah, and still Vandy too.
Yeah.
No, the Oklahoma loss. is the one as a committee member. It'd be hard to.
That was late in the season.
Reconcile that in your mind. It's a terrible loss.
They scored 3 points.
Right.
And then the next week, Oklahoma just got crushed by LSU. My uninterested LSU team, a team at LSU was like that had nothing to. They were done. They were done when Oklahoma
playoff.
The question that will remain unanswered is what if SMU would have. Clemson started out by, I think it was 28-7, and it looked like it could be a blowout. What if SMU would have gotten blown out?
Oh, I think it's done deal. It's Alabama.
Yep.
Ooh,
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
That game was 24-7 at halftime.
Oh, okay, I'm
Clemson,
sorry.
24-7 at half.
Yeah.
And 31-14 going to the fourth quarter. I mean, it was still in the hand.
It was on last night, and I was watching it with Laura. I said, look at this. It's the start of the fourth quarter. I said, it's 31-14. I said, this game gets tied. This game, they tie it up.
They tied it with 16 seconds to go and still were able to get in field goal range for 56.
Bill Searles.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yep.
That was just
easy.
But
so there's the match.
So there's your rundown on the playoff. That it is set, and again, looking forward to several of those first round games. But Boise State gets the 3 seed.
All of them.
AZ State gets the 4 seed. Arizona State the 4
First
seed.
teams out: Bama and Miami.
Bama and Miami. Now today will be an interesting day, Steve, for you to follow on 3. Who opts out?
Yep.
Oh, good questions.
Does Cam Ward play in a bowl game that technically it's just a bowl game?
Who opts out? Does any Nebraska players opt out? Does Ty Robinson play in the bowl game?
Yeah, if you didn't hear, Nebraska's playing Boston College in the Pinstripe Bowl. We'll get to that more later on in the show. But the Pinstripe Bowl is official. 11 a.m. kickoff this time on Saturday, December 28th against Bill O'Brien in Boston College.
That's right. 7-5. Is it the Eagles?
The Eagles.
Right?
Yes.
Golden Eagles? Yeah.
I wish it was Minnesota State, the Screaming Eagles.
That'd be cool.
It'd be interesting if Minnesota State were in the Pinstripe Bowl. It'd be a first.
Well,
that'd be a first. The Screaming Eagles from Minnesota State. Hayden Fox.
Before we get to break, I think we're all pretty hungry this morning.
Ben seems
I'm starving
after a busy weekend.
Ben could use some food to maybe get some nutrition going and get his mood a little better.
He's got to, exactly.
He needs to perk up.
Does he to perk up? I would send him into early bird. Which, by the way, is open right now, 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every single day, 7 days a week. They have breakfast burritos, chicken fried steak, which is what, Bill?
Smothered.
It's nice. It sounded just as good.
From afar.
And, of course, they've got variety of pancakes, blueberry, banana, strawberry, cinnamon roll pancakes, and the world-famous hash holes.
Hash hole.
Hash holes.
Get them today.
That was a Monday
19th
hash
and K. Free parking, lots of free parking. Also locations in Omaha and Iowa. Early Bird. Wonderful place for breakfast, brunch, and lunch. When we come back, Scott Frost is back.
I'll be darned.
At UCF as head coach. We'll discuss that next on an early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in December. Try one of their delicious breakfast sandwiches or grilled breakfast burritos. Don't forget to snag a gift card for stocking stuffers and bring your family in from out of town. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds, afternoon high around 48. Tonight, mostly clear skies and calm winds with a low around 26. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light breeze and a high near 60. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're on the air.
Back.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break.
Simple, you are an idiot.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Farmers, we know that volume discounts are a major factor in ordering seed, and oftentimes discounts are lost buying from multiple brands. But Beck's has the most diverse lineup in the marketplace. Go to beckshybrids.com for a full farm quote. And always remember the 3 F's: faith, family, and farming at Beck's Hybrids.
God, we love the gear too. First thing I did when I had to take off to go on the road for an event was get my Beck's hat. Number one thing I did, I got stopped in the airport no less than 20 times, probably just locally, and then obviously where I landed at. People were just like, "Wow, And then the first they asked about, do you know Trevor and do you know Sonny? And I said, I've met them both personally. And
Wow.
And I said, I go right now. I said, I can get a hold of Trevor within minutes, and they were aghast.
And then the conversation just goes from there, right?
It just takes off. It really is. It spirals in a positive way.
Right, because it's. I mean, then inevitably you talk about Sonny and what he's done in this world, which is incredible,
and what he's done to Indiana football. Also, that comes out.
He is an incredible person. He's amazing.
I feel like he doesn't get enough credit.
He doesn't. He really doesn't. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, you're welcome, Bill. How are you doing, Bill?
Doing great. It's nice to be with you guys this morning, bright and early.
Do you have coffee, Bill?
No, I don't. And it's a situation.
Yeah.
Jake knows that I get not even really surly with him, but if he's a little late with the coffee in the morning, it comes up. I bring it up.
Do you not have coffee?
Well, this is why I'm okay that you're not here today, because I went back to the fridge, Bill. There's no creamer. We're out of creamer. Somebody guzzled the creamer last week.
I have some names. I've got a list of people. I know.
I'm not on there because I don't use creamer.
You're not. Steve is 100% clear. So is Ben.
Fine.
But I have the names, and then I'm gonna have to name names. I know who it is.
We know who you are.
We know who they are, and then we'll just see. And some of them happen to be around in between segments, between shows. When this show ends, the next show starts. Is someone?
Who would that be?
Yeah, who would that be?
Names?
Yes, we're gonna see what happens if that comes up. Yeah. Also, Jake, and it's also on me. I should. Generally, Jake does the purchasing. We split up on the financing of the creamer. This is a time where I should have been in charge of the creamer. Jake was moving. He didn't have time to.
You were moving also, though, so you can't take.
We're both up against it a little bit, but yes, I should have stepped up. I should have been being older. I should have stepped up, Steve.
An older gentleman.
I'm taking a post-show walk to take something to the mailbox, and then I'm going to go get some creamer.
Are you?
And then I'm come back here.
Where do you go get it?
Oh, at the Canopy Market, down in the Haymarket. The Canopy Market.
Jake's walking down to the Canopy Market.
I do all the time.
To get creamer.
Yeah, I do.
He's a man on the go.
Back with a bag of creamer all the time.
He's a man on the go.
I am.
I'm just going to stroll down to the Canopy
I
Market.
Walk across O Street with the bags of creamer.
I'm going to the Canopy Market.
If you see him, give him a honk, please.
Please do. Please do. All right. Well, Scott Frost is back as a head coach.
How about that?
UCF, there's been rumors for like a couple days. It became official on Saturday that Scott Frost is going back to UCF to be the head football coach. Your level of surprise on how this went down, Sip. Seeing him back, being back as a head coach again, where he came to Nebraska from and had very good success at UCF.
He threw a 13-0. He coached there for 2 years. His first year. Now he followed a 1-11 season at George O'Leary.
I think it was 0-12.
No, they won. They won one.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe they were. Bill helped. Were they 0-12?
Anyway, I just know it's horrific. I know.
Yeah,
that.
he followed that with a 6-7, and then a. This is my answer, Jake. He followed with a 6-7 and then a 13-0 when they beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl. So they had this incredible, magical run under Scott, and of course, that's on everybody's mind. It'll always be on everybody's mind. So in that regard, I'm not surprised. I'm really happy for Scott. He kind of disappeared, obviously. He was working for the Rams as an analyst, some kind of role as an analyst this year. And did I think he would get back in the Big 12? I didn't know, but here he is. I don't know who the other choices were. They got rid of. Well, did they get rid of Malzahn, Bill, or did Malzahn move on? No, they got rid of him. He was terrible.
I still think it was. I would say fairly mutual, because it wasn't. I think it was fairly mutual. I don't think UCF is paying him. I may be wrong. I don't think. I think it was like, you know what, we just need to part ways here. I think when you gotta remember, he was one of those rare coaches that when he got fired at Auburn, they owed him everything. So he was double dipping at UCF. Okay. It wasn't one of those deals where he was coaching at UCF, but Auburn was paying him. No, he got all the money from. So I think when you have just generational cash tucked away, it's so much easier to do. And right now there is a lot to be a head coach, a lot. And,
there is, and that's a good place to start with the Frost conversation. He has to have a good apparatus. I mean, he better have someone to help him with NIL. I mean, and hope that they have a strong apparatus in place. Now, Bill, UCF under Malzahn was terrible in the Big 12. I think he is 5-13.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I'd imagine his roster is decent, but I'm not sure on that. But I would think it would be. Think about this real quick, and we'll get back on task. Would be think about right now if that season happens for Coach Frost and UCF today, they're a 2 seed.
Yep,
it would be a 2 seed.
That's a good point. I think about that yesterday.
That they would right now instead of being they didn't make the Final Four for that, but they'd be a 2 seed in the playoffs. They would have had a chance to play for sure. They have a bye, so that's a pretty interesting fact. But when someone asked me a question yesterday, like, okay, Scott Frost is going to UCF, what's important now? I said their first couple hires, whoever his /GM ops person that needs to be there yesterday to be in the building. Exactly. It's like you hit it, Steve. Who's running this for him? Who's running this for him?
I don't know. Now, I know that Becton will be a part of it.
Sean Becton.
Yeah, I know that Dawson will be a part of it. I don't know beyond that. I don't know who's running the apparatus, the NIL and the GM job. Bill, it was Jared Lambert here. I don't know that Jared will be doing that. I don't know that he won't be. So we'll see. It's big. And by the way, Malzahn was exactly, I was going by memory, but I nailed it, 5-13 in 2 years in the Big 12. Now he was 28-24 overall. Frost isn't following a real hard act here, which helps him.
Absolutely.
But Bill, yeah, I don't know how they're positioned. I mean, you got to have these conversations now. I don't know how they're positioned in the NIL world.
No, I would imagine they have options that are decent, but how well it's built up, I would say with Malzahn coming from the SEC, probably had some structure there. I don't think they were probably way out of bounds. It's interesting because you're in Orlando where there's a lot of money. Whether it's boosters though, are they invested in the NIL? I don't know that. And so, like I said, the people of hire, those that are working right now in the building at UCF, it's like your head's cut off, and you've already missed signing date. Signing date's over. The first one.
God, good point. Yeah. Good point.
So they're trying to scramble around, and it's got to be insane.
You know what I remember most about Frost when I talked to him a lot before the Nebraska hire, and I've written this stuff and I've talked about it. It was a hard decision for him to come to Nebraska, and the thing that he would always say to me was this: he could recruit skill talent so easy at UCF. He said it was just so because it's all right there. And he'd say things like, I can just roll out of bed and go find a receiver. I mean, because they're just right down there. And I think that was part of the reason why it was hard for him to make the jump. Because Bill, is the recruiting that much easier at UCF?
Well, like I said before, it's every level has its issues. But anytime that you have a chance to be that local, yes, it is better for you. But I would say this: every time that you go to a house, most likely there's a Miami or Florida State that has interest. And you have, and then also, what's one of the first things that all other schools from the North talk about? How do we get a foothold in Florida?
Yeah.
How do we get some players in Florida? Nebraska has good players from Florida.
Yep.
And so it's how do we? So everyone's there. Everyone's there.
Yeah.
It's like that. Every school is there. So no, the issue was like myself when I went to LSU. It's like, oh, recruiting got easier. Nope, they've all got offers from Alabama, Georgia, and Texas.
Yeah, I get that.
And so it's always something there. So they're always battling. Can we the other schools, which will be a lot. And so how it plays out with the name, image, and likeness, I don't know. But I just can't imagine what it's like in the building today because he doesn't have anyone. The first conversation that's going on at Purdue right now is who can you get from UNLV?
Right. He doesn't have that, does he?
Scott's coming from the Rams. So it's like I don't think that I don't think any of the Rams can make that trip.
Nope.
I don't think they can go backwards in time.
No, they can't. I don't think it works that way. they're all pros, but you still can't do that.
There was a quote that caught a lot of Husker fans
what was that?
attention from Scott. I don't have the I'll read what it was real quick.
Please.
Scott Frost says, quote, "When you climb the ladder of success, they sometimes forget to tell you to stop when you are happy." End quote. That's going back to his previous time at UCF and coming to Nebraska.
Well, I mean, the thing I'd emphasize to people, I don't think people fully understand how hard of a decision it was for him to come here. I knew that because I talked to him about it. It was close. It was not, when I was covering that, my whole thing was, I don't know if he's going to do this. Like people would say, well, it's a done deal, right? Well, I don't know. I don't know that. It was a very difficult decision for him at that time. So I understand where he's coming from.
When you sat and talked to him, when I know it myself did, just ask him certain things about the previous job at UCF like that, he was extremely happy.
He was
at UCF. There was and it's hard not to. He just won 13 games, and so that thing when you're coming, when you win every Saturday, it's really fun to come to work on Sunday. It is, and Orlando's a great place. And the thing that's different with that is that they have a fan base, especially the students. I mean, they call the place the bounce house.
Yeah,
and it gets going. They get wound up. Yeah, they get. It's somewhat called a commuter school, but I think they have 60 to 70,000 students.
They do.
It's a massive school.
It's a massive. I think it is a commuter school. It's a little different, but Bill, Big 12. I mean,
you're in the Big 12. That's the difference. Also, you are in the Big 12, and so your chances of getting yourself to the playoffs are. I mean, tell me a better job in the Big 12.
Well,
you can just say, oh, that's way better. What is it?
They help us with this.
I don't know if they're. I mean, the championship game this year, Iowa State was in it.
Yeah,
recruiting to Ames, recruiting in Orlando.
I'd take Orlando.
You have a chance. There'll be some pushback, but you can't tell me that it's like, well, if you would leave UCF in a heartbeat for Texas Tech.
No.
I mean, where do you?
It's a pretty good job.
No, that's a good point.
Good job.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Where would you? Where in the Big 12?
Baylor. Are you going to Baylor? You saw Arizona,
Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's.
I've been to Waco. I have. I've been to a Walmart in Waco on the hunt for clothes.
Shorts.
Not pretty.
Shorts at Walmart.
So once again, Scott Frost back as the head coach of UCF. Big news for him. When we come back, Bill's Thrills and Song of the Day next.
The Thrills.
The Thrills.
Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday sales event is now underway with unbelievably low interest rates and huge discounts on both our new and pre-owned inventory. Right now, we're offering 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. These are the absolute biggest discounts of the year. You heard right, 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. So please stop on in or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade in Costco.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a big tough? If you're a big tough guy this morning,
but you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
He stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 90.
Now, I know Bill couldn't hear that song, but song of the day, once again, is Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys from 2009. 464-568-51 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day is Nebraska's going to the Empire State for the bowl game.
It's
always a
choice.
theme.
I love the theme. Jake does such a good job with that. Steve thinks of it first. Steve always, he'll be like, I bet there's a theme today because I always miss it. Then when it comes up late, it's a theme like that. So nice job, Jake.
Thank you.
Bill, do you know that song?
I do, and I like it. I would give it a probably not a ridiculous rating, but a very high rating. Yes, it would be. I don't rate ahead of Steve. I'm gonna give it a 7.999.
Okay, let's see. Well, he influenced my score. There's a lot going on here. So it was a theme. We're going to emphasize Alicia Keys today because there's some serious allegations against Jay-Z that cropped up yesterday. We need to acknowledge that. But it is a great song, and the parts where Alicia Keys jumps in are exquisite. I will have that song on my mind in New York.
Play it on a loop, maybe.
Play it on a loop in my brain.
Yes.
Yes, as you're driving through the Bronx. Yes.
I will not be driving. We're staying at the Edison Hotel that's 220 feet from Times Square, so it'll be good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a great trip. I'm telling you, Steve, man, you'll enjoy it. That's a festive time in between. Festively, the Times Square will look remarkable.
Right down the street from the big tree. What is the grade on this? Oh, I like that Alicia Keys when she chimes in a lot. 8.113.
Okay, now
Bill, you have to
guess Ben's score.
Ben's score.
I don't know if Ben. I think it's got a sweet sound and smooth. Ben won't love it. 6.9.
Okay.
8.8 from Young Ben.
Whoa, Young Ben.
Scores today in here.
Yeah.
We're still going with Young Ben, aren't we?
Yeah, it's still Benito Young Ben.
Even though he's growing up.
He's still young.
He's growing before our eyes.
The text line, not a big fan of this song today.
They're not.
Let's get some scores here. Mike and Dalton, a 1.
A 1, you're right. It's not good.
Guilt Nerd, 1. John in Southeast Lincoln, 4.5. Who in Columbus?
Bird,
1. Even from afar, we can do the Bird in Columbus. Just a 1 from Bird. Shamia, 9.7. That's a good score there. Gavin and Pender, your friend Bill, a 1. Gavin.
Gavin, I talked to your brother Glenn yesterday. Gavin, you're better than this.
Triple H's dad, a 5. Joe and Boulder, 7.2. Yeah, and by the way, I didn't know anything about the JC stuff until right now when Sip told me. This is about the song, about the theme of the song.
It's all right.
Not endorsing whatever JC has done.
No, you're 100% fine on that.
I didn't even know it until you said the words right now. Amy and Lincoln, 8.5. Downtown Scott, 7.8, getting a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And now Pops in Minnesota, 2. Tulane Tanner, 1.5.
Oh, these are low scores.
Eric and Hickman, 8 because of Alicia Keys, like you said also.
Yeah.
And Bill and Bennett says 0.1. Do better, Jake.
Wow. Do better,
Jake. That is your song of the day, sponsored by our friends at Sauter Heyman Jewelers.
It's an interesting choice.
I got to get the Bill's Thrills pulled up real quick.
Yeah, get it.
Are we doing that?
Yes, we are.
We're
Bill.
doing it. Give me a second. I didn't have it pulled up because I wasn't ready here. All right. It is time for a Monday edition of Bill's Thrills.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
is
This
gonna be
a
bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, as always, Bill's Thrills, sponsored by our friends at Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. Please call them at 402-730-7387 for a free consultation to plan your financial future. Today, we know, Sip, that on Mondays, it is Football Facts Mondays for Bill.
The Thrills.
And so I'm curious where we are going today, Bill, with the Football Facts Monday.
We've got a couple things. One, I want to start off with the deal of the century, and that's the Boise State Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
A 3 seed out of the Mountain West. A 3 seed out of the Mountain West and a bye. I don't know, were they still 10th or 9th? Where were they at as far as where they were? ninth like that, and they end up with a 3 seed. If you just take right down, and you say, okay, who did they bump? Well, they bumped Clemson.
Right.
That's who bumped out. And right now, on what would it be? What would that point spread be if they played anywhere? Clemson, Boise. I mean, when you watch,
what would it be?
I would have to think a strong 7.5 to 9. I would think it'd be a touchdown at least. I believe 7.5, 7 and a hook.
Clemson favorite.
When you were watching that game, now give SMU credit, a very, very talented SMU credit. I mean, the bigs up front for Clemson were dominant. I mean, it was 31. It was, like I say, it was 31-14. And then all of a sudden this run came, which you give all the credit to SMU. But the deal of the century that Boise now has a bye going into it, because it appeared the whole time that the team that was going to get bumped was the Big 12. And it turns out, and obviously the interesting thing that probably saved Boise. What saved Boise was what happened at that Arizona State. If Arizona State wins that game by, if SMU wins and the same result happens they Boise gets bumped, because they had one loss for SMU. They'd have been a bye team.
Yeah.
And then also Arizona State would have been a bye team. So I think Boise would have got bumped off what you saw in film, but they couldn't put Clemson up there from the 17 spot to put them up there with the 3 losses. So let's talk game-changing plays. Steve, you said you watched the entire game. Down at touchdown, I believe, if I'm accurate, I think I am, coming out of halftime, Penn State has a chance to go down and tie this thing up. And they manufactured a system, which is a play that we've all been through on defense. They did it off a 2-play call. So they ran a play, and they knew they were running the next play no matter what. And it was hide the tight end. It was hide the tight end in a tackle spot and flex the tackle out. So when you looked at it, it appeared they were in empty.
Penn State did this, right?
Penn State did it, and they hid the tight end, and he is wide open down the middle of the field. If he hits him in stride, it's a touchdown.
Overthrew him
in stride, it's a touchdown, and then he bobbled it twice and drops it. And if I'm correct at that, I believe that they didn't score off that drive.
They didn't. Now, Bill, he overthrew that ball, though. That was a bit of a tough catch.
Aller.
Yeah.
For Ty Warren.
It was a bad throw, but it was catchable. It bounced twice off his hands.
It did. It would have been hard, though.
It would have been hard, but they missed the play. And that was if they go in and that game goes to tie right there, everything flips, because the crowd was probably 80% Penn State.
It was. You're right.
Even when they fought back like that. Also, the analytics stuff, I'm tired of it. I'm not blaming anyone at Penn State, but the going for 2 early, hey, let's go for 2. Then the next time, we just kick the extra point to win the game. I don't like that. I just if you want to go for 2 the next time, fine, go for it. Then you have to go one time or the next, but that would not be the same. But that play was so big and well designed. They did it off of. Ran a play, then they rushed to the football, no huddle, no change of personnel, hid the tight end, and they missed it. It's a game-changing play. Georgia, Texas, the game-changing play. Georgia throws a horrific interception in the 4th quarter. Just threw it almost no. It was a bad decision. I thought it was a bad decision because if they run the ball and kick the field goal, they're going to go up 6. And at that time, Texas really was not moving the ball. They intercept the ball. The number one thing you're taught on defense by everyone in the back end is the first guy you block is the most available receiver. If you block the available receiver, they don't block the receiver. That return was going for a touchdown. So they were going to take the lead, and then all they had left was their backup quarterback. They had to take them down to score a touchdown to win. It is going to be a touchdown, and they don't block him. You go back and watch the play and just watch the receiver kind of undercut the guy, and he makes the tackle, and they show it from an end zone copy. There's no one out there, and it's a chance because you got skill, and then all that's left to tackle him because the receivers are downfield is a potential O-lineman or quarterback. So the day one rule of what to do in that spot didn't happen. And then Clemson, when SMU scored with 16 seconds, they're just going to overtime. We're not going to do anything here. We're going to overtime. And they give up a huge kickoff return. And they only had one play, and they get 18 yards on the one play.
Great pass.
I mean, it was incredible. I mean, if they tackle them at the 30-yard line, they're just going to go to overtime.
Yeah.
They're just going to say, you know what, we're just going to overtime. That's what we're going to do. Instead, they give up the huge kickoff return. He makes one throw. I probably would have done a little something different on defense. And then he just bombs that thing from 50. Was it 54 or 56?
56.
The freshman
It was good from 60. It was good from 60 something.
It looked beautiful.
Just bombed it. So those critical plays changed. Because who did not want to see overtime in SMU Clemson? I was begging for it because at that time SMU was hot. It was like they can win this thing. And it also that changed lives. It changed who's getting in and what's going on. It took Alabama out of it. So those three plays were big plays. And sometimes you go, oh man, didn't really think about that. Oh God, they're game changers to have those, and they're thinking about those things constantly. Because like I said, that when you play in those games, it's such a fine line between winning and losing that it's just every little thing matters. So it was interesting college football.
I'll bet that if you now this is I'm going out on a limb here.
Do it.
But I bet if you watched Ty Warren every play in this game, you would say, what's wrong with him? Is he sick? He was not running routes hard. I don't know.
I'm with you, Steve. They threw one in the end zone to him. And I call it it's like a slot fade in the end zone.
I know
and he was running, and then they showed a couple clips other time when he wasn't the primary and he wasn't running. I agree with you. And my first thought was on the one into the end zone. It was like, is he that tired? I go, is he that tired? And obviously I didn't
wondered if he had the flu or something. Like,
he's still a decent stance, 7 catches, 84 yards.
Respect, they go to him all the time. I mean,
but
Bill, he wasn't running routes hard. I don't know what the deal was.
On the season for Tyler Warren, by the way, the tight end, he had over 1,000 yards.
Oh, he's fabulous.
88 catches, 1,062 yards, 6 touchdowns in the season.
He's a great player. I'm not saying he's not a great player. Something was not right with him.
He didn't look like on a couple of the routes. So I noticed the one on the route into the end zone they threw where I was like, he's not running full speed. And so I said, maybe he was tired or maybe he was sick. You never know, but he's a heck of a player.
We didn't even mention that Penn State had 297 rushing yards in the game. It ran all over Oregon.
They did.
300 yards rushing.
Can you imagine that on either side as Steve has been writing for Nebraska for forever? If a 300-yard rushing day against the number 1 team in the country.
And you lose.
Or on the other side, if you're on Oregon side right now, that's a hard flight home. When you're the number 1 team in the country and you gave up 300 yards rushing, that's more rushing yards than they had against. I guarantee you, anyone in the Big Ten. They didn't have 300 yards. I don't think it's any in the Big Ten.
Two good backs. They never put that kind of yardage up before. 300 yards and lost the game.
Yeah, imagine before the game, Penn State runs for 300, and with that defense, I'm like, oh, they win. They win.
Kate Allen had 14 carries, 124, and Singleton had 10 carries, 105 yards. But there was big gashing runs.
And Aller was good. I've been critical of Aller, but he made some throws. You guys are watching it. Danielson said one of those throws was one of the best he's ever seen in his life. He threw off his wrong foot and made a key completion. Aller also has running the ball a little better now. Yeah. He'll get upfield for you.
Yeah, he made a couple runs. They did a nice job. The offensive coordinator from Kansas, Kolanecki, is that how he says it?
Yeah, Kolanecki, that's it. You got it.
He did a really good job. He did a really, and then obviously Oregon did too. Did a really, because that Penn State defense, I didn't think that Oregon was going to put that many points on them. I wouldn't.
I was shocked by it. I was. They couldn't get us. I mean, they got a couple stops, but man, they just could. They were hard pressed to get any stops.
Yeah, it was a strain by both sides.
That is Bill's Thrills, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors. Hour 2 next. Nebraska is in the Pinstripe Bowl. How important is it for them to win that game against Boston College? Next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions. Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and day. Purchase your tickets online today at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
The holiday season is here, and Sartor Heyman is making your shopping easy. Shop our wide selection of necklaces, earrings, or bracelets to our amazing line of watches. Looking for something truly unique? Consider our estate jewelry, or even build your own custom handcrafted piece with our in-house designers. The perfect gift at the perfect price. Christmas memories start with family and Sartor Heyman.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited, all built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of December. Save big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft on end-of-the-year specials store-wide at their new 27th and I-80 location. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Monday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Remember,
FDIC.
Location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. Also at 70th and Pioneers. And what does Shin Daddy have going on today in Creighton, Bill?
Well, he's still be doing his banking, but he'll be on a Zoom call most of the day. The Steinbrenner family has reached out to him from the Yankees about coming out for when they got the word about the Pinstripe Bowl. The Steinbrenner family, the Yankees, reached out. Yes, so Steinbrenner family reached out to him. They want to have Shin Daddy be, if you consider flipping the coin.
Wow, now that'd be cool.
So that would make sense, right?
It makes sense for everything that he's done for the state and where he's been whisked off.
He invented the FDIC, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's worldwide. And so the Steinbrenners picked up on that. So I know if George Steinbrenner was alive, that for sure he would want Steve to be there. And so the families reached out to him. And so we'll see where that progresses. But he'll be on a Zoom meeting today with the Yankees and with the Pinstripe Bowl. And so he'll be doing that. But he still is available for banking too. Just shoot him a text and he'll log off the Zoom and come out and do some banking, and then zip back in there and beyond that.
I'd like to see Shin Daddy in Yankee Stadium with a big overcoat on and just being the Shin Daddy that he is.
Yeah. The overcoat, well, you painted a picture there that was really good. Yeah. When you wear like one of those hats, kind of like what do they call those little caps? Like
a fedora?
No, not what's that?
Kind of like a cabbie hat, right?
Yeah, it's kind of what I see, Jake. Yeah. I don't see the fedora. I see more of the
cabbie hat.
Okay.
Kind of what you see Babe Ruth wearing back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The great Babe.
I don't know what the actual term for that hat. I always call it a taxi cab, a cab hat. Hat.
Yeah. I agree with Steve that the overcoat in Yankee Stadium would be very nice.
Yeah. So I'm picturing a dark overcoat, a very regal look.
With a scarf, Steve, because I see a scarf. Do you see a scarf?
Yep, I don't see a bright scarf. I see a sort of reserved scarf.
Probably fair.
This is really odd, but
we're visiting Shin Daddy at Yankee Stadium.
We're dressing Shin Daddy.
We are.
Yes, now let's dress Shin Daddy. Yes.
Well, we are well dressed
fashion people here.
Yes.
Well, thank you to Shin Daddy and Midwest Bank for always sponsoring Hour 2. We appreciate them. 464-5685, call or text. As always, I just looked during the break. They have spreads out for all the bowl games.
Okay.
As of this moment,
Nebraska
is a 4-point favorite against Boston College.
You almost could have done a breaking news on that, but
yeah,
it's too late.
4-point favorite over Boston College. You asked the question: is it how important is a win? Obviously, it's always important. I just think for Nebraska right now, any win is enormously important. I mean, it's the culture of losing has gripped this program too much. It has. Any win is big. I know you could push back and say, Sipple, relax. It's the Pinstripe Bowl. Who cares? No. I don't care who the players are, who you're taking. A win is important for this program. to finish 7-6 and not 6-7. It's somewhat that. I'm just saying right now for this program, you got to start winning. If there's a game, it's important to win. It's always important to win. In some cases, it's more important to win than others. In some programs and some where some programs are at, it's more important than it is for others. Nebraska happens to be in a place right now where, yeah, it's important to go win.
100 agreed. It's important. It is. And also, I believe you're going to have two teams that both turn their keys at the same time. I think you're going to have two invested teams.
Do you think so?
I think, yeah, Boston College will be invested. That won't be a Boston College doesn't look at like, why are we here?
No.
You know, why did we not get the Sugar Bowl? Why are we here? Right. And so I think that obviously at that with O'Brien will do a very good job. I think that team will be a very invested team. And I think the change of quarterback will probably be one of the reasons that keeps them invested. I've not heard anything different from anyone leaving their team with what they are with any opt-outs. You don't know what that is, but any portal information. Mm-hmm. But I think you'll have two very, very interested teams. And so I think that always makes for a great game, because sometimes you win a game and it's one of those games where the other team didn't even care, didn't show up. You know, Georgia will never say a lot about the Orange Bowl last year. That will never be like, and then we have the Orange Bowl trophy. You know, we beat Florida State by 60.
60.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really won't even come up. So you want to have it where both teams are, because like that. And I'm going to hit one of the things I'll talk on one of my next Bill Shrills is the bowl games that are very unique and very intriguing. And there's some that are not even remotely intriguing at all.
I don't know if the nation will be gripped by the Pinstripe Bowl at 11 a.m. on, what is it, Jake, December 28th?
Yep, that's right.
It is on
Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's on ABC. It's a good slot for Nebraska and Boston College, nationally televised, ABC, the first of 3 bowl games that day. And I think it's not life or death stuff, but I just believe that this Nebraska program needs to win games. Well,
it's nice to get to a bowl game, but you have not had a winning record since 2016. If you lose the game, once again, it's the streak of 6-7, 5-7, 4-8, 3-9. Yes, you made the postseason, but you didn't get the winning record. And it's not a huge game in terms of, you're not playing a ranked team. You're not making a statement with a massive win, but it's just,
no, you're not. You're not making a
statement. It's getting another ugly streak out the window.
Right. And I think Nebraska will have a decent complement of players. I mean, the big one you wonder about is Ty Robinson. He has told Rule he wants to play, and I have my thought is always, well, wonder what his agent wants. You know, what does Ty Robinson's agent want? I would hope Ty plays, but I guess I wouldn't begrudge him if he didn't. So who will all play? That's always a big factor. I haven't even looked at Boston College. I don't know what they have.
I watched them early. You know, they played well, and they were fun to watch early. And then they changed quarterbacks, and then he opted off the team immediately.
Castellanos
with about game 8 or 9, and then the new quarterback came in and played well. And that's the reason. That's why I believe that you're going to have that going on right now, because what could have happened maybe because the quarterback that was playing awful well, and then it didn't, and something changed. There's a chance that he might be in the portal. Like, hey, I'm going to go someplace else. I had a great season. Instead, I don't think that's going to be the case. So I think you're going to have a very interested Boston College team. I think, like I said, I can't say, well, it's close to BC, so they'll travel well. I'll be hard pressed. I think there's going to be a great Boston College crowd showing up at Yankee Stadium. It'll be limited.
You remember watching the game? They beat Florida State week 2.
Yeah, I remember.
We still thought FSU might have been good at that point.
Right? I remember it distinctly.
And the quarterback Bill's talking about, Castellanos, was just awesome. He ran the ball well. He threw it well. And like you said, just after midseason, he got benched. And he was awesome.
I hate to pick a fight. I hate to pick a fight here and say that once again I was right, but you guys were very impressed with that quarterback, and I really was. I thought he was
good
fine.
in that game.
He was fine. I just didn't see all-star written all over him. I thought he was okay.
Did you see him getting benched?
Not necessarily benched. But I wasn't as enamored with it.
Nobody saw him getting benched. There's no chance people saw that.
No, I never saw him getting benched.
All right,
I never.
fair.
No,
All right.
no, 100%.
You
never
weren't
saw
that
him.
impressed.
I just wasn't that impressed. And Florida State turned out to be a disaster. But it was a good win at the time for Boston College. I'm sure they'll be good. I can remember the game. They look good. I mean,
they're physical.
Bill, they have good line play. I remember that. They look good up front. They look representative.
It's the Bill O'Brien team. They're usually tough.
They'll be tougher
At Penn
now.
State, they were tough.
Oh, they'll be tough.
Right?
Yeah, they'll be tough-minded team. O'Brien's that.
Yeah, they will be. I think it's a really good matchup. I think for teams you're gonna get, it's like if I'm Nebraska, I'm like that's a really good matchup because it just like you said, they're interested, they're into the game, had a good season, so I think everything about it is really good.
Be good for Dylan.
And just to clear this up too, if people are asking, they weren't in the first hour. Emmett Johnson, who announced he's back out of the portal, back at Nebraska, we expect him. He should play in this game.
Yeah, I mean, he got back. I mean, the way that works, first of all, is even if you're in the portal, you can play. I mean, that's the rules. It's odd, but we've seen that in other schools. But he's out of Emmett Johnson is out of the portal. Well, the portal opens today, so it's not in
the pre-portal.
Yeah, he announced Thursday, guys. He announced Thursday that he would enter the portal today when it opens, and then last night he tweeted a video, and at the end of the video it said, "I'm back." So he's returned in time for the start of bowl practices, so he'll play in the game. I don't know, Bill, if they start practice. I mean, there were practice last week. They practiced twice last week, but it was just the veterans didn't practice. Now the veterans will start practicing this week, either today or tomorrow. So he's back in time for that. People wonder about Dylan. There's always rumors about Dylan Raiola. He's back as far as I know. I don't know anything to the contrary. I've not heard anything that would suggest Dylan won't be back. So I think they'll crank it up. Full team this week, get full preparation, and Rule is saying they're going to have 15 practices total for the bowl game.
Probably leave about the 23rd.
I think that's about right. Yeah, that's about
Monday. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
And you'll be
Jake,
going.
Are you going to the game?
As of now, I don't believe so, Bill. I don't have plans to go to New York City. I think we will probably have some representation of the ticket out there, potentially big swim, maybe.
Really?
We'll see. I don't foresee that being me.
Yeah, we're leaving the day after Christmas.
And you will be a tour guide.
A tour guide of sports.
How do they get signed up for the Steve Sipple reality tour?
It's not the Steve Sipple reality tour. I don't. You can go to Husker Online and there's guidance on there. There's a. Will
there be a cocktail party you'll be attending
Friday night? There'll be some sort of
you being a tuxedo?
No, I will not be in a tux. I don't own.
Come on, wear a tux.
Please wear a tux.
Please, you're in New York City. It's tuxedo
town. Will there be appetizers?
There'll be. I'm sure there will be. So there'll be a travel party heading out there. I wonder, and I don't know right now how. I don't know what the number will be for this and all that. I wonder what kind of crowd this will draw of Nebraska fans. It's an expensive trip. I mean, if you just look at flights and all that, it's expensive.
Well, this is Christmas. Just cancel Christmas. Make this your Christmas plan.
Hotels are expensive. I don't think you can get a good hotel for under $500. This is what it is.
That'd probably be the cutoff almost. Yeah. That'd be about the minimum you could get would be $500. You're probably looking at $750 up for a decent hotel. And then hotels that time of year, I mean, New York City in between
come on, man.
Christmas and New Year's, that's a busy time.
Come on, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the crowd will look like. I think I am looking forward to it just because I want to see,
a long time
since 2016. I want to see what Yankee Stadium. I mean, it's just good to see that stuff as a sports writer, right? That's the way I look at it. I'm ready. It'll be fun.
I can't wait to see the pictures of you being a tour guide.
I don't know that there'll be pictures.
I don't. Any breakers that go out and on this tour with Husker Online, I want to see just pictures and video if they're following you the whole time.
Well, if you get a chance, Steve, go to Ellis Island. That was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Ellis
is
Island.
Yes, go check that out. That was really cool. That was one of my highlights of going to New York City for a tour. New York City was my recruiting area. when I was at Rutgers. So I was in New York City a lot. And so, yeah, and enjoyed it very much. You don't get around very quick. You don't get a lot of progress going. You put in your Waze app, and it'll be 4.2 miles. And it might be 42 minutes.
Oh, great!
To make that type of time. It's pretty busy place, but you'll love it. You'll be very happy with it. So would the Husker fans that go, they'd love it.
Oh, there we are. Oh boy. Oh boy. We need this.
Well, it's almost like they were hearing us talk about it, because as of 6 minutes ago, this is from Pete Nakos of On 3. There we go, Bill. Boston College quarterback Thomas Castellanos is officially in the portal as of 6 minutes ago, as we were just talking about him. So you won't see him at all.
So here's the guy who
he got benched. He's officially will not be in any part of the program.
So the portal opens today. This is day one of the official opening of the portal. I don't know what time. I don't know if Castellanos is in Wichita. I don't know where.
It might be in Wichita.
Well, think about Wichita
we
right now.
Imagine how busy it is right now. Can you imagine the person working the front desk checking everyone in?
Yep.
Can you imagine the what the hey, crazy. You're in B32 and also be out on the field. Be out at the field at 10:30. We're going to start some stretching and yoga, and there we go.
It's cold down there.
It's cold in Wichita, but the portal's going. Everyone's there, so that'd be a lot.
The portal. We'll see about Nebraska. I don't know what we're talking about. If there's going to be more players in today, I don't know. There's a one or two that I have on my mind. Boodle went in. Dwight Boodle.
Yes.
I don't know if he went in yesterday or when, but we're kind of in a holding pattern right now as far as that goes.
We are. Before we get to break, the words you don't want to hear in IT are what, Bill?
I've been hacked.
Not good. Not good at all. Not good. You don't want to hear those words.
No, you don't. It messes your day up.
I would imagine if you were smart and didn't want to have that happen, you would probably call our friends up at Applied Connective Technologies, Nebraska's preferred tech partner in all 93 counties of the state.
93 counties.
99.9% retention rate. They do audio, video, infrastructure, all sorts of tech needs. They are your IT one-stop shop. Don't go to several places. Go to one place. Applied Connective Technologies. Go to appliedconnective.com for a free consultation.
Free.
Yeah, emphasis on free. They're in Columbus. We always talk about Albion. They have a spot in Columbus, which is, I'm sure, a busy office and
probably
of great importance. I imagine some of the most important items and areas are run through Columbus.
Everything kind of goes through there. Steve, where would you go to lunch at if you were meeting Applied Connect in Columbus? What would be for the free consultation and free lunch? Where would that be?
That's a big question, Bill.
What would you
Godfathers?
select?
They have an original Godfathers out as you come into town.
Yeah, I drive by it every time.
Buffet?
I don't know that for sure, but that Godfathers
salad bar. Yeah.
Bill, let's put it this way: that Godfathers was there when I was a boy. So 50 years. I guarantee it's been there.
And I add some history with this. I don't know if everyone's aware of this, but I have great details of this through the move. Young Ben delivered pizzas for Godfathers in Columbus.
Whoa! I didn't know this.
Young Ben was a pizza delivery for Godfathers in
Columbus.
In Columbus,
that's a prestigious position.
Yes, it's very prestigious. That's
it is. I'm not joking around here, Bill. Yeah. That Godfathers was a gigantic part of Columbus. So I would go to Godfathers. Good job, Ben, by the way.
Ben said he was one of 44 applicants, and they took 2, and he was one of the 2 that they took.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's landing jobs left and right still.
That's what he does.
Amazing.
He's dressed like it too with his North Face in Columbia, all of his fancy clothes.
That's why that's where he has the money for. That's why Ben's doing very well for himself.
He's put away a lot of money.
Godfathers in Columbus. When we come back, it was not a pretty sight for Nebraska basketball in East Lansing. We'll discuss that disaster next. An early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday sales event is now underway with unbelievably low interest rates and huge discounts on both our new and pre-owned inventory. Right now, we're offering 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. These are the absolute biggest discounts of the year. You heard right, 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. So please stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit, must trade, and Costco.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an advocate you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you need, advocates you deserve. That's 877-42-LIBERTY or libertylawnebraska.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
It's game on at Elway Powersports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited, all built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of December. Save big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft on end-of-the-year specials store-wide at their new 27th and I-80 location.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoickFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known, but what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This
Well, good morning, little brother.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you have not been to Magical Lights of Lincoln yet, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
It's not even December if you haven't done that yet. It's open until New Year's Eve. You go to ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com. It takes about a half hour to get through the show. 2 million plus lights on display at the Sandhills Global Event Center. You book your time at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com, and if you put the word Bill in the promo code, that goes $5 to the White Cane Foundation. That's giving
great fundraiser,
new clothes to those in need in Lincoln. If you put in SIP, SIP, $5 we go to Cedars, helping kids in need also in Lincoln. And if you put Jake, you will get the $5 to the We Can Do This Foundation that is feeding hungry kids on the weekend in Lincoln. And also, it's just a fun time. One car, same price. You could have one person, you could have 45 people in a car, one price.
45. That's high.
That's a lot. It's a big. It could be
big
a bus.
number.
That's
a big number.
You take a school bus through there?
I think you maybe. I don't.
They charge you more for that?
Check the website for that one. Check out Christmas Lights in Lincoln.
School buses were unclear on right now.
We'll school
check
buses.
I'll tell you what. You just go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
There's so many more lights this year than there was last year, and it was incredible. So I can't wait to get through. I'll go through several times. I'll do it several times.
You know, one thing you can do if you just want to get an idea of what we're talking about, when you're going, just go down 84th, and you know, if you're going north towards the interstate, just look off to your right. You can see it. You can see the lights.
Yes.
You know, as the sun goes down, and it's quite a sight. You can get sort of a preview if you're wondering what we're talking about. Just go down 84th Street in that. It's the Sandhills. So it's about
the
84th
Sandhills Global. It's 84th and Havelock is the address.
Yeah. So just do that.
Check it out. It's wonderful time.
Whip in there.
$25 per car Monday through Thursday, $30 a car Friday and Saturday. Magical Lights of Lincoln. Christmas Lights in Lincoln.com. I was envious of Bill on Saturday morning / early afternoon because he doesn't watch basketball until January. Because if you're watching the Nebraska basketball game, you wish you weren't watching that game.
Did you watch it?
I was tracking it the whole time while I was packing and moving stuff.
Right. Nebraska
was down 10 points at halftime, manageable at Michigan State. The problem is they didn't play in the second half. They got beat 89-52, a 37-point loss. They were down by 40 points late in the second half. 42 points. Here's the stat, Bill, listeners. This is bad. Michigan State out-rebounded Nebraska 48-19. 48-19 on the boards. That is not going to ever get it done.
No, and the second stat of note is Nebraska missed 14 of its first 15 shots to open the second half. Yeah, that's disaster-free waiting to happen.
Disaster-free, nice.
That's almost impossible to do. That's a rough one.
What would your dad done? Would he call multiple timeouts?
I don't know when you call. I mean, I don't know how much timeouts help because from not seeing the game, which again, I'll be in full Husker mode for hoops once football is over. But I mean, were they bad shots? Is my question.
I don't know.
Then it would be timeouts. If you were just
if
you're just taking if you're just taking shots, they're not going in. There's not a lot to be said. You know, unless all of a sudden you have somebody that normally doesn't shoot threes and he shoots 7 of them to open up the second half, that would be a timeout situation, but that doesn't appear to be the issue.
So one of the things this does is it does put a little more, I think, I don't know, you guys could disagree. It puts a little more pressure on Nebraska on Friday when it plays Indiana. I mean, you can start 0-2 and crawl out of it and be okay. Yes. I don't, Jake, I'm not doing the must win thing.
Neither am I.
Okay,
I'm not
interesting.
Either. Nope. Not doing that.
But it does, I think of course the Indiana game was always going to be important, but I guess it's important also from just a curiosity standpoint. Nebraska has the big win against Creighton, comes back with a nice win against North Florida, and you think, okay, they got it going. And then this happens. So now you're sort of like, what's the deal here, Fred? These games can happen, though, as you know, Bill. We watched Lakers Celtics series where a team would lose by 40 points and come back and win the next game.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me to see Nebraska beat Indiana by 12.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just down 42 at Michigan State.
Right.
And it would not. There's no one would be like, how did that happen?
Nope.
That's what's different. And I would actually expect them to play extremely well against Indiana.
Fred said the preparation was poor. It doesn't always go as linear as you practice the way you play the way you practice. Sometimes you practice poorly and play well. In this case, Nebraska did practice poorly, according to Fred, then followed that up. Now, why do they practice poorly? There's some things I don't understand. They had some momentum. Why are they practicing
in December?
poorly?
They have so many games so far apart. I understand that's a valid excuse, but they played on Sunday against North. They won by 31 points against a decent squad. Right. North Florida. You had to wait a whole week to play this game. Michigan State played Wednesday against Minnesota and won by 18.
Yeah, I don't like that break.
And now you play on Friday. You have almost another week off again before you play your next game against Indiana.
Bill, you're a coach. You wouldn't want that break, would you? Or would you?
No, that'd be that'd be a tough break. Especially like I said early on. You just don't want. It's like sometimes you see a team in football get a bye like week 2 or week 3. You don't want to bye at that time. That's not the time you want the bye. You want to be, and I know this wasn't a bye situation, but no, you want to stay in rhythm when things are going well. But you're going to have bad practices and bad games. And what do they have scheduled this year? 34, 32. I mean, what's their schedule? Scheduled games besides what they're going to play in tournament play. Like the Big Ten tournament. It's a lot of games, so you're going to have way more ups and downs. So that's why you'll see teams that are like didn't Kansas just get beat again?
They did. They lost to Missouri on the road at Missouri. Yep. Stormed the court. 2 straight losses for Kansas. Creighton and Missouri.
No great teams out there, Bill, except maybe Duke later in the year. They have 3 freshmen that are extraordinary, and maybe they become the great team. Kansas, I mean, talking to Doc, he never felt like they were number 1. So it's back to Fred. Fred said the words, we didn't prepare well. That's the thing that pisses me off about this game. Is that we did not prepare going into this one like we needed to. He did address that break. He said the unfortunate thing when you had as long as we did between games, when you string together disappointing days, then he kind of trailed off and said this team has been a great practice team, but he invoked the cliche, you play like you practice, and I get it. Fred's got in his shoes, he's got to say that, and I get it. So we'll see how they come back. Friday becomes pretty big. I'm interested in the game.
Huskers play Indiana at 7 p.m. It's on Fox.
Friday.
Regular Fox against Indiana.
7 p.m. Friday.
So Friday's going to be a very busy day in the city because you got the basketball game at 7, and you also have Husker volleyball in the Sweet 16.
Good God.
They'll play against Dayton around, looks about 9 o'clock or so, maybe 9:30. It's going to be A&M and Wisconsin at 6 p.m. on ESPN2, and then after that is Dayton against Nebraska.
Like a 9 o'clock?
I'm talking about like 8:30 or 9 o'clock match here probably.
Wow.
So very busy night ahead in Lincoln on Friday night.
Fun.
By the way, Nebraska volleyball in their first set against Florida A&M on Friday they won 25-3.
Ooh,
25-3 in the
tournament.
In the tournament against Florida A&M. Now it was 25-9, I think 25-17. So they came back and looked, respectable.
Yeah.
And then Nebraska sweeps Miami on Saturday night. So again, that's why they're in the Sweet 16 hosting Dayton on Friday night.
Exciting. What's the verbiage you use to start a volleyball game? In basketball, you have the tip off, you have a kickoff in football. You drop the puck, in hot. I mean, everything has a start name to it. What is the start name to volleyball?
I'd say first serve, Bill.
First serve
would be the.
I've never. Have you heard that? Or are you making that? Is that something you're making up, Jake?
No, I Sip on that.
I think he's right.
I think it's got to be first serve. Volleyball experts, am I right on that? It's got to be first serve.
You always talk about, all right, how long until kickoff?
Right.
What's
when do they tip off? When do they drop the puck?
Yeah.
Volleyball could use something.
And they need that. I don't think first serve is what we need.
I think that's the term.
I think you manufactured that, Jake. And
no way. No.
What else would it be, though? What else?
Can we get something? Could the breakers text in? Could they text in? We need something to start this thing.
Help us out, breakers. Is first serve that raw? I think it's what it is.
Tip off is cool.
Not tip off.
Tip off is cool. Kickoff is cool.
Drop the puck's cool.
Yeah.
Not every sport has it though. Like,
serve.
What does lacrosse have? Probably nothing.
I don't know.
They drop the ball.
What does tennis have? First serve.
Yeah.
First serve. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, breakers, if you come up with something, let Jake know. I will tweet out his personal cell phone number.
The OG CJ says, I hate to admit this, but Jake is correct on that one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's all it is on first serve. Okay,
as simple as that. First serve. So there we go.
Are you guys any thoughts of going to the Indiana game? I will be.
I'm considering it. Yeah,
I'm hoping to go. Remember last week I put in a verbal shout out on the show to Keith Mann. If there's any sort of credentials that I need, and I'd like to meet Steve in the media room prior.
Yes, we'll have dinner together.
We'll have dinner, yes.
Now, here's the thing.
The free meal.
The thing I'd wonder, Keith Mann, too, if you're listening, Keith Mann, I think he does listen to our show. I'd like to know when football practices are this week. If you can please text me.
Personally.
Yeah. When are the practices and when is media availability? Thank you, Keith Mann.
Thank you.
Yeah. I need some info.
All right. Well, it is time to play the game show.
The show's almost over, Bill.
Give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe in Shut Up Sipple. Today's topic is NFL running backs. What teams do these guys play for? Not of the 70s, not of the 80s, but of the right now.
Okay.
I would, if it was like a 1975, that'd be.
I think we'll bring that up.
We might get them all, Steve. If it's 75, we might get them all.
I'm considering doing a topic like that again. Running backs or receivers of the 70s.
You mean
coming up soon?
Going to what? What is that?
Better times, of course.
Better times.
Give me Kubota. Better time. All right. Call us up 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the Dick Down Sip and Bill in trivia. Our topic today, again, is NFL running backs. Not of the 70s, not of the 80s or the 90s, but right now. You feel okay about this?
Okay-ish. Not great.
Ish. Very ish.
Okay, now he's quiet because he's on the same pot as the music here. So, all right, we have Elise. Elise, how do you feel about NFL running backs today?
Great question.
It doesn't feel good, apparently.
I did watch the Chargers game, so that's something.
Okay.
You watched the what?
I watched the Chargers game.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And,
all right.
By the way, Chiefs win on a field goal again with all their voodoo they have going on. 19-17. Hits the upright.
Yeah.
And falls in.
Wow.
19-17. Chiefs beat the Chargers. They're now 12-1 or 13-1? 12-1.
12-1, I believe, is the record now. Yeah.
All right, Elise. First question goes to you, and Bill, a lifeline for Sip for one question as always. What NFL team, Elise, does Kyren Williams play for? This is for you, Elise.
Is it the Vikings?
Is he on the Vikings? No.
Wait I like the aggressive. No, you're fine. Good aggressive guess by you, Elise. Bill, I don't know this.
I have no idea.
He has no idea. He says,
no idea. I've never even heard of it.
That'd be the answer would be the LA Rams for Kyron Williams, who, by the way, won a barn burner. They beat the Bills 44-42 yesterday.
Oh.
Josh Allen accounted for 6 touchdowns, and they still lost the game.
In regulation.
Wow. 44-42. All right, Sip, 0-0 tie. First question. What NFL team does running back Chuba Hubbard play for?
Oh, God. I know who he used to play for. I know where he went to initially. If he hasn't changed teams, I know this, Bill.
Well, I think I know, but now you've got me confused with the changing of it.
Well, there's confusion. We have confusion.
Go ahead and make your call. Yeah, go ahead.
No, now wait a second. How good do you? I need to gauge this. How good do you feel?
Well, I know at one point in time he was for a. I don't know how to even describe it. Go ahead and say it like that.
Plays for the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
No.
That's what I'd guess. So I
don't think he was ever a Cleveland Brown, Chuba Hubbard.
He wasn't?
No.
Oh.
Sure.
At least, do you want this question or not?
No.
That'd be the Carolina Panthers for Chuba
Never
Hubbard.
with the Cleveland Browns.
Never. No. You're thinking about Nick Chubb.
I am thinking about Nick
Which is
Chubb.
his last
That's
name.
what I was thinking
Yeah, it's
too.
the same
There.
person.
Parallel lives.
All right.
there.
Elise, back to you for the lead. What NFL team does running back James Conner play for?
Ooh, I've seen that one too.
I know this one.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No. Lower the music so you can hear Bill. Do you want Bill to help you out here or not?
Bill, I know where he went initially. Okay, I'm not going to do this again. What did you know this one?
No.
So we can pass.
You probably should pass.
Pass.
Okay, that'd be the Cardinals.
Oh, didn't know that one. Did he ever play for the Steelers?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he started off with the Steelers.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the win, 0-0 tie. What NFL team does running back Chase Brown play for?
Oh, Bill, we should know this.
Let's see if Bill knows this one.
We should know this. I saw him coming off the field one time. Chase Brown. And
Bill is in play.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with Bengals.
Is it Bengals?
Nice job. We won this. We won.
You did win it.
Did you hear that ship coming into harbor? Coming into Branch Oak.
Going to Branch Oak Marina.
There's a big harbor out there. I didn't know if you know about
harbor out there.
Yeah.
We should have some sort of we should do a
nice
cruise
try, Elise.
night
Get
out
your
there
baby
next
coffee.
summer.
Thanks, Elise.
Thanks.
There we go.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Thank
Elise,
you.
had to go away.
Well, Ben changed the number. Ben usually changes and waits till the next day to change the number on the board. Will Ben do that? I wonder if he'll do that now. He likes to wait.
You guys went 3-2 last week. That puts you now at 49-40 with this win today.
Yep.
Which is very nice.
Yeah, 49. We've been hovering in that 9 games over, 8 games over range for some time.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Bill, this is for you before I get out of here. Tiebreaker. Eagles running back Saquon Barkley leads the NFL in rushing yards through 13 games. How many yards does he have through 13 games?
1,109.
Ooh, great guess. I'm going to go slightly over.
How about 1,499 yards? He's been awesome. 13 touchdowns, 11 rush, 2 catches this year for touchdowns.
Yeah, he's having a big
Yeah.
He's been great.
He
Big
jumped
job.
over a guy backwards.
He did.
Yes, right. Good job by the Giants for dealing him to a divisional
and
foe.
I think they're 2-10 now.
Yeah,
That was
nice,
a big conversation. They dealt him, but kept the quarterback.
nice job.
Last thing, Bill. First Rate Ag in Holdridge. You are
First
the logo.
Rate.
There it is. Full service ag retailer
Full
offering
service.
everything from crop protection to lawn fertilizer. 26 years in business. Please reach out at firstrateag.com or call 308-995-8327 and ask for Parker or Chris and mention the ticket. Great people. Parker.
Stop by there. This is the time of year to stop by because they're in their compound that they have out back behind the house, and they're there all day. Stop in there and see those guys right now, and stop in at lunch because their mom will have lunch for you.
Hey, Bill, thanks for joining us
Yes,
today.
thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Steve. Enjoyed it.
All right, we'll see Bill tomorrow. The spillover is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and Day. Purchase your tickets online today at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros just south of Cortland on Highway 77 or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently. Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Make Hog Wild the centerpiece of your holiday meal. Pre-order a 4-pound boneless ham for $50, a 12-pound whole smoked turkey, or a 4-pound turkey breast for $55. A complete meal includes your choice of a whole turkey or turkey breast, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, green beans or corn, and a dozen rolls for $130. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com soon. Quantities are limited. All weights are approximate before cooking. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and Day. Purchase your tickets online today at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BuschFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK farmoutfitters.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through December 15th, enjoy thick-cut Iowa pork chops for $1.99 per pound. Boneless beef crock-pot roast for $4.99 per pound. Plus, they're now taking orders for prime rib, filet mignon, and other holiday items. And don't forget the $50 holiday box now through Christmas. Always a great gift. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday sales event is now underway with unbelievably low interest rates and huge discounts on both our new and pre-owned inventory. Right now, we're offering 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. These are the absolute biggest discounts of the year. You heard right, 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. So please stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit, must trade, and Costco.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover with Raf and AD, sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love, gentlemen. Good morning. Are you heading to New York City for the Pinstripe Bowl on December 28th?
Negative. You know, I'm not. There be a blizzard.
Why would you say that?
Tim's going to be there, Raf. Come on.
Stop it,
A big blizzard.
Jeez, it's getting worse.
I'm not going to be there, but I'm glad Nebraska's going, man. It's a bowl game. It's not the one you wanted to go to, but when do you start getting to the point to where you haven't been there in almost 8 years? Well, do you want to go there? Well, that's where you're going.
Yep.
So go there and take care of business and win.
Play ball.
Play football, man.
It's on ABC, 11 a.m. It's in a good time slot. Emmett Johnson back. Emmett Johnson started the last 3 games, ran for 113 yards against, was it 113? Against Wisconsin. About that. Played pretty well against Iowa. Had played well against USC. He's Holgerson's guy. And I think that's probably, educated guess, a big reason he's back. So that's good.
It's a big comeback.
Yeah, if it's big for Nebraska.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good late in the season.
Yeah.
I like that. They have a pretty good 1-2 punch.
Dell and Johnson.
Yeah.
But don't you still want to upgrade that possibly?
I think so, Jake. I'm glad you said that.
I
would try.
You don't just stop there and say we're good at running back. Listen, that room was disappointing for most of the year. Yeah. It was.
That's fair.
And maybe that's Satterfield's fault in terms of play call. I don't know what you want to blame it on, but it was not very good for 2/3 of the season.
I completely agree. I do. I hate to say it, but I could see them go try to get a formidable running back in the portal. Which, by the way, there'll be players I think will start coming through today from other schools, portal players. I don't know.
So was it sorry for interrupting, but was it not
Raph.
very good, the players, or was it not very good, the creativity of the running game?
Oh, I think it could be some of both. Usually it is not just one factor. And then when Holgerson got here, it seemed like Emmett got better.
It felt like there's just more creativity in the running game when he got
the run game as a whole looked better with Holgerson. Completely.
Listen, I don't mind saying it's fine to say this. Nebraska got a major league upgrade at offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean that's just you look at the number. Look at the numbers.
Yeah.
You look at the body of work for both of those guys. Right. It's not even. I mean that's
it's
just
not
stating
close.
a fact.
Right.
That's just stating a fact.
But we saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it play out, even though Holgerson was operating Raff at quite a disadvantage. I mean, coming in, not knowing he was even going to have the job, and then all of a sudden, and when he talks about it, it is as hard as you would expect.
Yeah.
The stuff that he encountered, not knowing the coaches that he was coaching with, not knowing the players, and what he's talked about and what I've heard off the record stuff is fascinating. He encountered a gigantic playbook. And for instance, against USC, that first game, tried to pare it down to about 40 plays.
Yeah.
And it was, I think what happened, Raph, with the playbook was just unwieldy with Satterfield. I think the playbook was way too big.
Yeah. There's this scene in the movie Pearl Harbor when they're trying to get those remember what I'm talking about? They're trying to get those bombers off the aircraft carrier, but they were too heavy.
Oh.
Yeah. He says, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this.
Great
you
analogy.
can't fly when you're too freaking heavy.
Great
you can't,
analogy.
it's hard to run plays when you've got too much stuff here. You get rid of this, get rid of this. And they took off smoothly in the success they got off the mothership. So
that is a beautiful analogy.
Well done,
man. I watch a lot of movies in airplanes. So
Raph, you've operated offenses. Did you know when it was just too much?
I always said I wanted my offense to be simple, that you didn't need a playbook, that you could base everything. You could base everything off it. Like the offense I ran, it was very simplistic. However, I was able to do everything out of it. If I wanted to run in the I, if I wanted to go 5 wide, but everything was so big. I kept it so simple for the players, so that if you added a new player, you'd be able to put it. It'd be so
plug and play
for them. Yeah, and it was a little bit like Coach Osborne's offense wasn't the most, like, what would you call it?
Elaborate.
It wasn't the most sophisticated offense. I mean, like, I remember, was it one of the years I was.
Raph, we could run the option out any format.
And the play, and it was 0 through 9, left to right. The running game was easy.
Yeah,
so
0 through 9,
and it was, but what he did was he did out of a lot of different formations. So that was always my thing. Like back in, I don't know, let's go back a few years, and I was like, well, he just can't pick up the offense, so we can't play. I'm like, come on now. I mean, that's on your coaching. If your player don't pick up the offense, then you need to be a better coach, and you need to simplify your offense to make it so you can get those players in the game. You should never use the excuse that, well, the player doesn't know the offense, because that's on the coaching.
Interesting.
The only place I would use that is when you got to the pros, to when that's your job.
Yeah.
It's going to get a lot more sophisticated, more elaborate when you get to the pros, but collegiate on down, if your playbook is as big as we're talking about, it's big. Like, what are you doing here? These kids got 2.5 hours, to digest this information, and it's just too much.
Yeah. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm like speaking out of turn here. Dana Holgerson has talked about it publicly.
Yeah.
That he encountered a big playbook and needed to cut it down. And I think that'll benefit them. Now think about it. He's got all this time in December to further fine tune what he wants to do. So you might see you might really see the Dana Holgerson impact against Boston College.
Here's what I'm going to say with that, Sip, and I'll let you go, Jake. That's why this bowl game, regardless of where it's at, is huge, because that's 15 more practices to instill this offense. Like you said, the guy had 3 weeks. That was it. That was it.
Really hard.
So now you have 15 more practices. And not only that, those early enrollees are going to get a chance on the offensive side to get a taste of this and get acclimated to it as well.
To a certain extent, some of those guys aren't coming in late, but no, the 15 practices
is huge, man.
Jeez, it's big.
Well, the practices are hugely key, because that blizzard, they'll probably only be able to run
dive. Oh, there we go.
Dive and quarterback wedge.
And Sips in the open air press box at Yankee Stadium for this blizzard.
I gotta wish good mojo for your brothers, man.
Come on.
I'll be back to Lincoln on January 15th.
He's stuck in the airport for a full week. That's it for us. The Drive with Raph, AD, and AG is next to Steve Sipple and Bill Busch. I'm Jake Sorensen. We will see you tomorrow.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills